So we're back to the business and markets week, the second week in the month of July. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Hope you had a very great weekend. I surely had one. So let's get started. A very busy week. If you look at the Nigerian marketplace, two of the country's biggest banks are briefing the market at the NGX, starting today with GTCO, tomorrow with Access Bank. All of them briefing the market about the public offer or the right issues they're doing, multi-billion dollars, as it were, to meet up with the new recapitalization agenda set by the Central Bank of Nigeria. So we've got a very busy week on our calendar here at Frontier Africa Report. So you've got a couple of other headline stories we're looking at across in the energy sector as well, with the African Energy Chamber holding its Invest Africa Forum in London this week. What's the new relationship? What will it look like between the new administration of the Labour Party in the UK with Africa? That's a conversation also we're having for the rest of this week. But first, checking the market Friday. The stock market in Lagos was down slightly by 0.04%. The PRVM fell by 17 in Côte d'Ivoire. The Egyptian market started the week on Sunday, that was yesterday, by 0.84%. A very good start to the market in Cairo, above the 28,000 level. The Nairobi market was up Friday by 0.31% with the whole Finance Act controversy and those protests still being discussed, and the government of President Ruto trying to wade through the consequences of that Finance Act and try to wriggle its way through. Then, of course, you've got the GSE in South Africa down by 0.44%. That market was punched on Friday by the resources. Big names listed on the GSE. That's your summary of your markets through over the Friday and the weekend on Sunday. So let's just get on to see what we should be looking at this Monday. Ethiopia Prime Minister Abiy says he's smelling or sniffing around a coup attempt on his administration, just as the country prepares for a standby funding facility of about $10 billion between the IMF and the World Bank. The Prime Minister has warned those who are thinking or proposing or planning coup attempt on his administration to step back, that Addis Ababa will not tolerate that, will not let it happen. Step down to Kenya, where President Ruto has removed the budget for the office of the First Lady and Second Lady as part of the palliatives, the measures to cool down the raging fire and death and that followed the protests against the Finance Act 2024 over the last 2 weeks. Also, about 47 government agencies have been scrapped, and expenditures for some of the other agencies has been trimmed down just to keep everyone in place. That's part of the head-scratching situation right now in which President Ruto finds himself. The Tanzania Central Bank, or the Bank of Tanzania, on Friday left interest rate unchanged at 6% because the central bank is hopeful that there will be inflows of forex from tourism and a few other sources, and then ease the current foreign exchange, foreign currency liquidity in the East African economy. Take it down to the ZIG report, which revealed government failures in Zanzibar's public institutions. That came out of the Public Accountants Annual Conference, which was held last week, in which the Vice President of the country of Zanzibar spoke about the problems, as it were, that the government has enough money, but public institutions are wasteful and they need to be more transparent and manage those resources of the country much better. Zanzibar is one of the Africa's go-to tourism destinations, raking in millions of dollars from visitors around the world. Let's move on to West Africa. Facts behind the figures I mentioned earlier. Today for GTCO, 2:30 closing time, 2:30 also tomorrow for Accesscorp. Naira was down 1.2% last week at the NIFEX window, monitored by the FMDQ Securities Exchange. And one of Nigeria's largest fintech microfinance bank, MoneyPoint, says it has a new report, which was supposed to be released Friday, on Nigeria's informal economy. It's a robust report you want to look into if you want to get a bird's eye view into Nigeria's informal economy, and that's where MoneyPoint take a big chunk, take the front seat in that space. The EFDB in Côte d'Ivoire, headquartered in Abidjan, has appointed Nigerian Babatunde Omotosho as the director statistician, and we say congratulations to him. Ghana is looking at 32 million euros from the EU for vaccine production in the West African economy. Those are your headlines. West Coast here. Let's get on to Southern Africa. Let's get down there. Check inflation, which is expectations. The inflation will remain within range bound in the manner of speaking before the rate decision, which is expected in the next couple of, in about 2 weeks from now by the South Africa Reserve Bank. It's going to be the first interest rate decision by the SARB since the elections that was hotly contested and the formation of a new government of national unity, which President Cyril Ramaphosa is continuing in office for a second term. Malawi is looking to benefit from about 15 million euros from the European Union and the ITU broadband mapping program. And Zimbabwe may adopt ZIG, the new currency, Zimbabwe gold, as the sole currency before 2030. It's also on Friday, the first 100 days of the ZIG currency, widely praised around the world, surviving the first 100 days, trading around 13.69 on the dollar and the market close on Friday. It's been the new horizon for the currency under Zimbabwe's new central bank governor. And Ilovo Sugar, listed on the Malawi Stock Exchange, reporting a net profit in the first half of the year, about 22 billion kwacha, which was down by 11 billion kwacha on a year-on-year basis. And Namibia, in Namibia, some prisoners have taken the government to courts because the government switched off their internet. They need internet to continue their online study even while in prison. The decision of the court is expected in the next couple of days. Education for all, even for those in prison. So let's take it up to North Africa. Egypt has named Karim Badawi as the new Minister for Petroleum and Mineral Resources, part of the rejigging of the portfolio of cabinets, which was done by President Al-Sisi, having secured a new term in office a few months ago. The country's finance minister, Mohamed Maït, has also been replaced. And foreign investments into Morocco hit a 5-year high at $1.6 billion in the month of May, according to official data, while Morocco is looking to raise 1.1 million public sector workers' salaries or pay by 50%. Try to make them happy and more productive. That's the idea. And finally, Tunisia is looking at 150 industry companies to get new European Union's export program support. Exportee program was that program that was put together to support companies out of Tunisia, and 150 industrial companies are on the line to benefit from that program. Good news there from that economy. Frontier, north of the continent. That's your Frontier Opening Bell, Monday, the 8th of July. Welcome to a brand new week. I am Bosin Amofei. I'll see you soon. Bye for now.